History is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, I hope everyone can enjoy.
Calls in the storms Thursday.
Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling her.
This is the first time in a long they haven't let it. Send us some of your pictures.
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station following.
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at 10.
Only on 2, billionaire Tillman Fertitta, the victim of identity theft. The woman charged telling Channel 2 how she did it and how much she paid for the information.
Plus, Channel 2 investigates nursing home horror stories, the Houston area facilities with the worst violations, and what you need to know before moving a loved one in.
And coronavirus concerns, masks on short supply as Houstonians take precautions, but can the masks really protect you?
I'm Chief Meteorologist Frank Billingsley. Wind advisories for tomorrow, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you've been outside, you know it's not only getting colder, it is getting breezier, and that's only going to get worse before it gets better. Power Planner takes us right down into the mid-40s, some of you in the upper 30s. So coming up, Wednesday's windy forecast, Thursday's freeze forecast, and the weekend warm-up later in the newscast.
Thank you, Frank. New at 10 and only on 2 tonight. One of Houston's wealthiest businessmen and philanthropists targeted. Rockets and Landry's owner Tillman Fertitta's identity stolen.
Investigators say this woman stole Fertitta's identity and posed as him to open lines of credit. Channel 2's Jacob Rascone is live at Toyota Center downtown and just spoke with the woman exclusively. Jacob.
Yeah, Andy and Dominique, we know Tillman Fertitta as a TV personality and billionaire owner of Landry's and the Rockets and Golden Nugget casinos, but his impersonator tells me she had never heard of him and bought his social security number on the dark web using Bitcoin for only $10. Rockets owner Tillman Fertitta is worth about $4.8 billion, according to Forbes. So why would he open a new credit card account at Conn's Home Plus with a $5,000 limit? Did you steal Tillman Fertitta's identity?
I did. It was, spur of the moment.
Fertitta, it turns out, was impersonated by 28-year-old mother of 2, Stephanie Hunter, who has since bailed out of jail and did not want to show her face in an interview. How much did it cost to purchase his social security number?
Roughly $10.
Where did you buy it?
A website on the dark web.
Had you done that before?
No.
So why did you do it?
I don't know.
Hunter says she had no idea who Fertitta was when a friend suggested she steal his identity, but admits she used it to open the Conn's account and a $15,000 line of credit at Capital One. Court documents say identity theft prevention company LifeLock caught the theft, alerted Fertitta, and he called police before Hunter could buy anything.
Y'all got a warrant to be in here?
We're getting a search warrant right now.
Hunter's brother took this video of investigators searching the home. They confiscated 7 computers, a half-dozen credit cards, a driver's license, and social security card, all with different names. So now what do you think about it, looking back? It's been 6 months.
It was a dumb mistake. I mean, shouldn't have done. And it wasn't, I do apologize for it.
So Hunter claims that she never stole any identity except for Fertitta. She says that the computers were unused and old, or they were used for her work. Her next court date is next month. Tillman Fertitta, who's out of town, did not return a request for comment through his office. Live at the Toyota Center, I'm Jacob Rascone, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Jacob. We are following breaking news from Kemah tonight. That's where police say an 87-year-old man crashed his truck through the front of a Pier 1 store. We're told the man hit the gas instead of the brakes as he pulled into the parking spot. It happened along Marina Bay Drive right around 6:30 tonight. Thankfully, nobody was injured.
In the race for the White House, another feisty debate and lots of yelling for the 7 Democratic candidates facing off for the final time before Super Tuesday and the Texas primary. NBC's Alice Barr has the highlights of tonight's debate.
As the clear frontrunner, Bernie Sanders stood center stage tonight, but from the start, his rivals attacked him for leaning too far to the left.
Anybody in this room imagine moderate Republicans going over and voting for him?
The last 50 polls that have been done nationally, Mr. Bloomberg, I beat Trump 47 of those 50 times.
The candidates accusing Sanders of proposing plans he can't pay for, like Medicare for all.
So let's do some math. Senator Sanders at one point said it was going to be 40 trillion, then it was 30, then it was 17. It's an incredible shrinking price tag.
What every study out there, conservative or progressive, says Medicare for all will save money.
Also sparring over gun control.
Bernie voted 5 times against the Brady bill.
I'm the only one up here with the receipts that has actually repeatedly, while being for the assault weapon ban, won in Republican congressional districts over and over again.
Though Sanders faced the most attacks,
but I think I would make a better president than Bernie.
The stakes may be highest for Joe Biden.
I will win South Carolina.
Who's positioned himself as the strongest with voters of color.
My entire career has been wrapped up in dealing with civil rights and civil liberties.
Race, a central theme tonight ahead of the first in the South primary.
I know that if I were black, my success would have been a lot harder to achieve.
We should have a formal commission on race to retell the story of the last 400+ years in America of African Americans.
Sparks flying tonight as each candidate fights for a path forward, though they're united on one point, denying President Trump a second term. Alice Barr, NBC News, Washington.
The Texas primary is 1 week from today. More than a third of all delegates for the Democratic National Convention will be up for grabs on Super Tuesday. We've posted information about early voting on click2houston.com.
New developments tonight involving a 10-year-old boy shot. Investigators say his 19-year-old aunt says she accidentally pulled the trigger. Channel 2's Roseanne Aragon live off Chisholm Trail and Rankin Road in the Greenspoint area. And Roseanne, you have new details on the boy's condition.
Yes, we're told that boy's condition has improved from critical to serious after surgery. It happened at this complex behind me. We're told the aunt was taking care of the 10-year-old and thought it would be fine to try and take pictures with the family's weapon. It's a moment that for this neighborhood is just so real.
I prayed that he would be okay as they brought him outside, and I seen him.
What Latavia Stewart saw haunts her. She's a mother who witnessed her 10-year-old neighbor fighting for his life after he was shot by his aunt.
It's just kind of unfortunate that things like that happen so close to you, and especially to your kids' friends.
Residents here in disbelief.
Look at the kids for the grown-ups. Like, this is serious.
Because investigators say that 10-year-old underwent surgery and barely survived for something so preventable.
There was an unsecured weapon inside the home. The female indicates that she retrieved that weapon to take pictures. And in the course of taking pictures, the gun went off and struck the child.
That child meant the world to Adrian Mendoza.
He was my best friend. We walk together, we just talk.
He's 9.
I feel sad that he almost died.
Now deputies are reminding parents to secure their weapons, and they're looking into what next.
The adult female is cooperating with us right now, and obviously we'll have to determine level of responsibility later on in terms of, the parents, and also the adult that was in the home.
Now, investigators say their main priority was to make sure that 10-year-old was okay. Reporting live from North Harris County, Roseanne Aragon, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Roseanne. An Arkansas man is facing some serious charges tonight after allegedly trying to blow up an SUV at the Pentagon. A Pentagon protection officer on patrol Monday says he saw smoke near the vehicle of an off-duty service member. The officer says they then saw Matthew Richardson try to light a fabric that was in the vehicle's gas tank. According to the arrest report, Richardson told police he was trying to blow himself up.
Stocks plunging for a second day as investors grow increasingly anxious about the spread of the coronavirus. The Dow falling nearly 2,000 points over the past 2 days. The Dow down 879 points, the S&P falling 97, and the Nasdaq sinking 255. New tonight, we're hearing from a Houston area doctor who says this type of mask could help prevent the spread of coronavirus.
Channel 2 anchor Keith Garvin live in the Texas Medical Center. And Keith, we understand it might be hard to get your hands on one of these masks, right?
Dominic, Andy, right now they are. It's called an N95 respirator mask. It's similar, at least in shape, to these industrial grade masks that you sometimes see contractors and painters wear. But doctors say the N95 actually works much better, and it's actually effective against the spread of coronavirus. You may have never heard of them before, but these respirator masks have become one of the most sought after items in the world, all because of the coronavirus. RJ Poonawalla of Spring Branch Medical Supply on the west side of town says he's been getting requests for the N95 respirators from across the country and also internationally, but it's been extremely difficult to get the masks in stock.
The manufacturers now, whether they're producing domestically or internationally, have already exceeded their capacity and are trying to fulfill inventory levels in countries all around the world.
Karen, who didn't want her last name used, came here after searching other stores and online for the N95, but everywhere she went, they were sold out.
I have an elderly parent, and we're going to be taking her on a trip. So, yeah, I'm just going with preparation, but great faith. The virus has got to go.
With the CDC announcing Americans should be prepared for the spread of the virus here, doctors say the N95 actually does work.
We're recommending using the N95, and it does appear to be effective in preventing the spread or transmission of this virus.
Businesses like Poonawalla's and even larger retailers like Lowe's and also Home Depot have started to restrict the number of masks that can be purchased by one customer. The demand is only expected to increase.
The response from the general public has been nothing like what we've seen for the coronavirus.
And doctors also add that those thin surgical masks that you see people wearing on planes and also in other countries, those will not help in the fight against coronavirus. They say if you want some protection, the N95 is the way to go. Reporting live from the Medical Center, Keith Garvin, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
The only thing that could be worse than what happened to my mother is death.
Coming up, Channel 2 investigates nursing home horror stories, the Houston area facilities with the worst violations, and what you need to know before moving a loved one in.
And a near tragedy for an entire family caught on camera. The train track photo shoot next on Channel 2 News at 10.
In Texas.
New at 10 o'clock tonight, terrifying moments almost turned to tragedy for a family taking pictures along Pennsylvania railroad tracks. Surveillance camera video shows the moment the family realized that a train was coming. Kids scatter and a man is seen running onto the tracks to grab a small child. Thankfully, nobody was injured in the near miss.
There are some 1,200 nursing homes in Texas, so you would think that finding a facility for your loved one wouldn't be that hard.
Yes, but a recent study put Texas on the list of the top 10 states with the worst nursing homes.
Consumer investigator Amy Davis poured through hundreds of records to show you our area's homes with the worst violations.
The fancy front desk, the well-appointed lobby, and the gift shop are what sold Yolanda Blount on the Crescent in Sugar Land.
But it's like getting a present that's real pretty, and then you open it up, and it's a bunch of rocks.
Yolanda's 70-year-old mother, Miranda, was here for just 48 hours, but still, she feels guilty.
I just felt like I failed her.
This was Miranda the day before the hospital transferred her after she fell and broke her hip. A thumbs up showing she was ready to get back on her feet. But when Yolanda stopped by the Crescent the very next day,
my mom was totally nude. She was saturated in urine and feces. The whole bed was covered.
She says her mom, who has dementia and diabetes, was incoherent with a fresh blister she had rubbed raw on her foot. Yolanda found her mom's call button out of reach under her bed.
I pressed it and I pressed it and I pressed it. Nobody came.
And then a man appeared in the doorway wearing a maintenance shirt, but Yolanda said he didn't speak English.
I was not understanding. He wasn't understanding me. He pointed to the restroom. I was over it and I screamed for him to get out. Get out! Immediately.
That scream got the attention of a staff person out in the hall, but that person didn't help much either.
They said that she must have removed her own clothes and got out of the bed and put them in a plastic bag and walked 25 steps and put them in the drawer or a closet in which I found them. Then hopped back in the bed on top of urine and feces, her own body waste.
Ahmad? Amy Davis with KPRC. We stopped by the Crescent to speak with the executive director when he wouldn't answer our questions by phone or email.
We just had basic questions like how long patients stay in their rooms with no attention from a staff member.
I'm not doing this right now, so I can't speak for Cantex.
Cantex Continuing Care owns 37 nursing homes. 9 are in the Houston area, and 5 of those homes, including the Crescent, get a 2-star rating or lower, meaning below average or much below average care. In an email, a Cantex representative wrote in part, during the approximately 48 hours Mrs. Blount was in our facility, our team fell short of the standards of care we regularly provide. We are disappointed that this occurred. But these homes are not the worst rated we found. We used Medicare inspection data to rank Houston area nursing homes with the most serious violations, those causing immediate jeopardy to resident health or safety. The Westbury Place, recently renamed Paradigm at Westbury in Southwest Houston, has had such a poor history of quality care, it currently has no stars on the Federal Nursing Home Compare website. And this red hand means inspectors have cited this home for abuse. Focused Care at Allenbrook in Baytown has also been cited for abuse and has 6 serious violations that put patients at risk. And the nursing home with the worst history of violations in our area is Legend Oaks Healthcare and Rehabilitation near Willowbrook, recently renamed Misty Willow Healthcare and Rehab. The feds have fined this facility nearly $300,000 over the last 3 years.
The only thing that could be worse than what happened to my mother is death.
Yolanda said one thing she did not check before she picked the nursing home for her mother were online reviews. On Yelp and Google, the reviews are much more blunt and they're easier to read than the inspection reports on the Medicare Nursing Home Compare website. Tomorrow morning on Channel 2 News Today, we will show you step by step how you can check out a nursing home for your loved one. I'm Amy Davis, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Now here's Channel 2 anchor Christine Noel with a story you'll see all new tomorrow night at 10.
A woman claims she was sexually assaulted by the rideshare driver she hired to get her home safely.
Little does she know that Uber has assigned her a driver with a criminal history in her most vulnerable state. And that's the really scary thing.
What went wrong?
Basically, they are making safety a luxury, and safety should not be a luxury.
And what you need to do to stay safe.
You should do everything you can to prepare to protect yourself before you even enter the vehicle.
Tomorrow at 10 p.m. on KPRC Channel 2.
Wind is picking up out there.
It has picked up. You know, the wind advisory didn't start until 6 a.m., but it might as well start now for a lot of areas.
Sure.
I know, so let's get to it. Some nice click-to pins, by the way. Did you see the moon smiling down at us tonight?
Oh, what a lovely sliver.
It was absolutely gorgeous. And then some sunsets. I know.
Wow.
Texas Santa hadn't been around in a while, so it's good to see him. And then this is John Sedlick up in Beautiful area. And this last one, my first blue bonnet.
There you go.
I know. Will they survive any freeze or wind? The wind's going to be worse probably than the freeze. I wanted to mention the pollen count because oak tree is extremely high. It's lots of trees out there, but 80% of the pollen with the tree is oak. So if you have any kind of problems with that, it's going to continue to be an issue because the wind's going to blow all of that around and then it'll settle on Thursday and be all over the place. So get ready for it. 58 right now. Winds out of the north at 13. Down in Galveston, I wanted to show you this because you can see the palm trees there. Wait till you see the wind, 24 miles an hour sustained. So already we're well above 20 down at the coast. Low to mid 50s, 60 at Hobby, 61 in Pearland. These temperatures are coming down. These winds are going up. 20 at Hobby, 13, 10, 15 at Brenham. And look at the gusts, 21, 23, 25 in Sugar Land, 26 down in Angleton, 32 in Galveston. And the wind forecast for tomorrow, that advisory 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. This is 6 a.m. And here's what I want you to notice. We've got the teens, so 15 to 20 miles to 23, 25 miles an hour, certainly reasonable as we go into the noontime hour and as we go into the afternoon. It's once we get to tomorrow night, look how things begin to calm down. So we go to Thursday morning, we're at 3, 4, 5 miles an hour. That allows those temperatures to really crater. Now tomorrow morning, when it's 42 and you get a 20-mile-an-hour wind, it's going to feel like 33. So the wind chill tomorrow is going to feel like freezing pretty much all day because we're in the 40s and it's going to be windy all day. So not 10 degrees off of these temperatures because that's the feels like for the wind chill. And then our freeze line is from Liberty to Bush to Tomball to Sugar Land, 30, 31, 32, if everything really calms down. If it happens to stay up, that will mix enough so we could stay just above freezing. But look for a light freeze on Thursday morning. That high is what's going to continue to build in between that high and low. That's the windy condition. The high right over us gives us the calm air for Thursday, and then it moves south. So Friday, we start to get a south wind, and that continues right on into the weekend. So it looks really nice as we get into Saturday and Sunday. Here's a look at the 7 and 10 days. Temperatures trend upward, but eventually so. 54 to 60 on Thursday, 70 Friday, 72, 74 the Dynamo, the Sabercats. We get to 80 on Tuesday. Another front comes in, knocks us down a little bit with a slight chance of rain. Sports is next. Stay with us.
Newfoundland. All right, welcome into the Xfinity Sports Desk tonight. Here's what's happening. The NFL Combine has started in Indianapolis, and today we heard for the first time from Bill O'Brien since the season ended, and his first as the new GM and head coach. Now, OB spoke with reporters for about 20 minutes at the podium today. In his big announcement, he is giving up his play calling duties and said he's now handing that task to offensive coordinator Tim Kelly starting this spring and, of course, next season. Now, Kelly, of course, will be calling plays for quarterback Deshaun Watson. He's entering his 4th year and in line for a contract extension. Another key guy in contract talks is offensive tackle Laramie Tunsil. Today, O'Brien expressed how important it is to have both of these guys eventually locked up.
I would tell you, I'm not going to get into any, just specific contract negotiations. I don't think that's probably fair to the player, especially. It's not fair to the club, but I will tell you that we want both those guys on the football team. We're working very hard to try to get that done. Deshaun Watson and Laramie Tunsil, we want those guys on our football team for a long time. So.
Fans will like hearing that. Rockets have 26 games left to play and are 4th right now in the West standings, but only 2 games right now out from the number 2 seed. The race is tight. Big games are coming, but head coach Mike D'Antoni believes the Rockets have the talent and the approach right now to climb those standings.
I think we're doing a lot of things pretty well, and you can just see how the game goes, that. But we can get a lot better on our offense. We can get a lot better defensively. Overall, I think the players especially are pleased with where we are, and then knowing that also we can get a lot better at it.
All right, Rockets in Memphis tomorrow night. High school playoff action tonight. Rich Point, Cy Fair leads when Elia Fontenot put the 3 in right there. The Panthers cut it to 1. Cy Fair kept it tight, though. Paige Gerald with a 3 as well. Panthers get the win, and they advance to the regional tournament coming up this weekend, 69-63. Over at Pearland, Shadow Creek facing Foster tonight. First half, Danae Williams, 3-ball up and good. Nice touch. Then it's Brooklyn Brown's turn. She'll knock down the jumper. The Sharks advance 55-49, the final in that one. And last stop, guys, video just coming in. Congrats congrats to Texas Southern head baseball coach Michael Robertson and his Tigers. They went to Starkville, Mississippi tonight, and they upset SEC powerhouse and number 6 ranked Mississippi State 8-4. It's their first win of the season, and how big is that? Knocking off the number 6 team in the nation. Way to go, Texas.
Well played.
Wow.
Yep.
Big win tonight.
All right, time to break out the dog sweater because it's getting cold. Frank will tell you just how much right after the break.
Dog sweater and dog mittens with that
and
wind
hold
chill
on
you
to
were
the
talking
dog.
about. Yeah.
They grab the sweater before the dog flies
take
away.
the dog sweater.
Wind advisories 20 to 25 mile an hour winds tomorrow, gusts to 35. We're already seeing that around town. It's going to be a rough overnight in terms of the wind, and it's going to cool down quickly, looking for a morning low of 42. Some of you in the upper 30s, and then we'll look for just a cold day tomorrow. Trying to set up those rodeo tents for the cook-off. It's going to be a slow go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Frank, thanks so much.
All right.
Thanks for joining us. The Tonight Show's next.
We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Good night.